"If you're going to fly," said Dale, "you've still got some time." "A pleasant, clear spring night," said Flash as he rose. "I think I'd rather drive over there in a land car." The girl stood up too, moving to him. "I'll wait up." Flash put his hands on her slim shoulders. He kissed her once. "If you get tired of waiting, at least keep a light burning in the window." Neither of them had any premonition of what was going to happen. Chapter 2. The night was chill and black, incredibly clear. Flash felt as though he had the entire desert to himself as his sleek black land car sped along the wide road. There were no other cars on this stretch of highway, nor houses anywhere around. Stars filled the sharp black sky with specks of bright white light. There was not even one sky cruiser anywhere above. Low, rocky hills trimmed the sky. Beside the straight black road stood tall cacti, shaggy Joshua trees. The bent elbow branches of the trees bobbed in the chill night wind. Funny, thought Flash. I'm used to being on my own in all kinds of isolated and desolate spots, but tonight I sort of wish I had some company on this little jaunt to meet Agent Cox. After a few minutes more of driving, Flash thought maybe a bit of noise from the outside world will cheer me up. He reached out and punched the radio button. Nothing happened. Flash gave the button another push with his fingertip. Nothing happened. "Wait till I tell Zarkov about this," he mused, letting the radio in his car break down. Up above a low stone mesa, a flat circular spacecraft suddenly appeared. It glowed in the darkness. An intensely bright, pale yellow light flooded the area around Flash's land car. Squinting, Flash put one hand up to shield his eyes. "Can't see the road at all," he said aloud. He slowed down, knowing the road was still straight and even ahead. An odd humming began. It was outside. Inside. The frame of the car vibrated with it. "I wonder if that's one of Cox's mysterious ships up there," Flash muttered. He slowed the land car even more, creeping along. Might as well stop. Through the yellow glare above him, he noticed that a panel had slid open in the underside of the strange ship, and an enormous metal-jawed claw was being lowered toward his car. "Don't like the looks of that," said Flash. "Makes me feel like the prize in somebody's penny arcade." He checked out the roadway and the surrounding countryside as best he could in the blinding glare. Then he swung the wheel, tromping down on the accelerator. The land car shot off the road and bumped over gritty ground. The circular spacecraft stayed with him, about 30 feet above. The glaring lights continued to burn down. "This isn't going to work for long," Flash thought as he zigzagged the car across the desert. "I'm liable to smash into one of these Joshua trees before those boys up there get tired of fishing for me." His engine suddenly stopped. The car rolled on, moving slower and slower. The jaws of the hovering claw closed on his car with a rasping thunk. Then Flash and the car were jerked off the ground. Flash pulled on the door release, throwing his shoulder against it, but nothing happened. The claw pulled his land car up inside the ship, then dropped it down with a quivering thud on the metallic floor of a large empty room. Flash hit the door again. This time it opened. He jumped free of the car and made a dive for the opening through which he'd been pulled. The panel shut an instant before he reached it. There was no way to pry the panel open. And now, Flash realized, the ship was rapidly rising. Even if he managed to get out through the opening, he might be thousands of feet up in the air by then. He stood up, hands on hips, and surveyed the metal room in which he was now a prisoner. It was large and rectangular, constructed of metal panels about 2 feet square. Flash went to the nearest wall and rubbed his fingertips over the surface. "Haven't seen an alloy like this before," he thought. "I wonder what planet system these fellows hail from." He made a slow circuit of his prison. There was nothing that looked like a door or a possible way out in any of the walls. Flash looked up at the ceiling. "Might be another sliding panel up there," he whispered. He walked over to his captured car, then looked upward again. Even standing on top of it, he wouldn't be able to reach the metal ceiling. "Anyway, that wouldn't get me out of here," he speculated. "Only closer to the lads who grabbed me." He cupped his hands to his mouth. "Okay, I'm here," he called out. "Now what?" Only silence answered his question.